Hi, my name is Jimmy Williams with NFL Draft Diamonds, and we're the scouting staff for the Hula Bowl. Today I have with me Caleb Warren. He's a tight end out of Rhode Island. Nice to see you again, man.
Hey, good to see you too.
So we had you at the Hula Bowl. And so just kind of nice to be able to see you again, catch up with you, see what you've been doing, and that sort of thing. But for those that don't know you and your background, can you kind of I guess set the stage and tell us where you're from, and then we'll kind of walk through the rest of it.
Yeah, definitely. My background. So I grew up in Tampa, Florida. I grew up just outside of Tampa. Was playing sports basically my whole life, but I didn't start actually playing football till my junior year of high school. And then I started out as a defensive player playing defensive end and outside linebacker for the high school that I was at. And then my senior year, I got moved to a wide receiver and wanted to see what I could do with football. And like 2 weeks before signing day, in February, University of Rhode Island came in, called me up, hit me up on Twitter, and was like, "Hey, we'd love to offer you a scholarship to come play tight end for us." And it was a dream come true. That's all I wanted, was just a shot to go play somewhere else, just continue playing. So took a visit up there that next weekend and committed right on the spot, and that was that. I was up there for 5 years. Played with some great players, with some great coaches. Had multiple tight end coaches through my time at URI, as well as two different offensive coordinators and whatnot. So, but I had a great experience at URI. Definitely a lot colder. Weather was a huge change for me, but I thoroughly enjoyed it. And after my junior year, my coaches are like, "Hey, you might have a chance to continue playing even after college." So I continued to work and strive to get better. And here I am now, training and getting ready for the NFL draft.
Awesome. So yeah, I kind of want to I guess double back at least a little bit, trying to discuss some of those early days of you as a football player. So you had mentioned obviously you're a defensive player at one point. I'm assuming linebacker-esque type ordeal. And then also did a little bit of wide receiver. So um obviously I think some people may knock you on the size, or may
Yeah.
just not even know where the hell to put you on the field. Let's just be real.
Right.
Because obviously the tight end position has morphed into, well, whatever the hell we want it to be.
Right.
Because sometimes you guys are used in that H-back kind of role. I mean, you're used in the slot, or sometimes out wide, but I know you're a football player and that's all that counts. But
Right.
um, interestingly enough, though, I mean, some of those earlier days of you in high school may prove to be a good tool for you. So, um, how do you, I mean, would you agree? I mean, do you think that that sort of, I guess flexibility as you as a player, you think that's one of your best attributes?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, being able to do a ton, like at URI, my freshman year, like I said, I played defense. So my freshman year, I came in. I wasn't able to get on the field that much at tight end because we had a fifth year senior, as well as Joe Kenny, who was at the Hula Bowl 2 years ago. But I wasn't able to play tight end or get on the field much. So I was on all special teams. I was running down on kickoff return, running down on punt return, doing everything I could for the team to, especially as a freshman. Like a lot of guys as freshmen, like they're not going to play. They're like, "Hey, let me redshirt. I just want to sit out and get another year." And I was like, "No, I want to get the experience and I want to play. Like I want to help my team as much as I can." And me playing as a freshman, that took the the weight off an older guy, gave him the opportunity to just focus on defense or offense, or whatever he needed to do to help the team in his own way. So definitely, like being able to just do everything I can for the team has always been so important to me. And then after my freshman year, like yeah, I played tight end. I put my hand in the dirt. I played H back. I played fullback. I was split out out wide. I was split out in the slot. Continue to play special teams my entire college career, like just doing everything I can for the team. So yeah, like I've always taken pride in the ability that I can do whatever I'm asked to do. So
Yeah, you had mentioned one of your former teammates, Joey Kinney. So I mean,
yeah,
we got to shout out that guy because
oh definitely,
I mean I thought that he was a great athlete. A lot of people need to look him up again. I don't know what his situation is, but I mean he was a damn good player. But
yeah.
interestingly enough, URI was able to use both of you guys. But I don't know how the dynamic was there because I mean obviously you guys are both tight ends. So
Right.
how did that relationship work?
We had my I would say my junior year was probably one of my favorite years, especially with Joe Kenny because of the fact like we knew each other, we trusted each other. There would be we both played the same position. We get the play call and we would look at each other and be like, "Hey, you go do that. Hey, you go do that. Hey, I like there would be plays where Joe would be like, "Yo, I'm so tired. You need to go run the route. You need to go do this." Like things like that. So, I mean, we just trusted each other constantly, completely and like it was it was back and forth. He would play tight end, I'd play H back. I'd play fullback. I would play tight end, he'd play H back, fullback. He'd be split out, I'd stay in tight end. Like it didn't really matter because we both could do the same things, and it was phenomenal because we both got to stay on the field like the entire game, and we just trusted each other so well that we knew that whatever happens, we were gonna get our job done, and help the team on that play. So,
So was there healthy competition between you guys?
oh, definitely. I mean, it was obviously like it was clear, like okay, I was a much better receiver than he was. He was a better blocker than I was, like no doubt. But we at the same time, like we both knew we can both block, we can both run routes and catch the ball.
Right,
Like
right, right.
it really didn't matter. So I mean, yeah, there was healthy competition, but at the same time, we Joe and I both were having fun with it. We were great friends the entire time that we were there. There wasn't no I never got into a fight or anything with him like that over anything. I mean, we just had a blast. We had probably the best time ever. So
Well, let's talk about the rest of that offense there. I mean, obviously they utilized you in the same ways, Joey. Um, and sometimes you guys were both out there at the same time. But aside from that sort of, I guess, relationship, how would you describe the rest of that offense there?
that year, my junior year that I was there,
Just overall over your time.
over my time, I mean, we've had some great players come through URI. I mean, Aaron Parker and Isaiah Coulter, Amir Dorsey, like they were there my freshman and sophomore year. Phenomenal receivers. My first year, we had Tyler Burke, who was a great tight end. He was second team all conference that year. I mean, I got to learn from somebody who was all conference, who was a great tight end. My junior year, we had Ivory Frimpong. We had Ed Lee. We had Sleeping my junior year. Like he would come in and have great games and whatnot. And we had Kasim Hill coming in. That was a huge step for the program, no doubt. I mean, definitely having Kasim like made our offense work like I never saw it before. So it was great. And then I mean this past year, like we had multiple transfers come in who were great, who got to take a lot more pressure off of me as being like a top receiver. Like they could go out and do their thing and I got to stay in and help the line on blocking during passing plays and things like that. And just so I could focus more on doing what a tight end does and they could do more as what a receiver does. I mean, there were so many great players, so much camaraderie that whole time I was there. So
Yeah, I mean, definitely some good, good athletes there at URI. I mean, and it keeps going. You guys got a lot of, great transfers, for this upcoming season, and honestly, sky's the limit, man. I mean, the way the CAA is anybody can win that damn thing on any given
I know.
season. So, very competitive for people who don't know the FCS. Probably one of the more competitive conferences there. So, who would you say has been your best competition to date? Like when the guys that you've played against.
Best competition. Hmm. I mean, when JMU was in the CAA, they were a powerhouse. They were somebody I take pride in the fact that during my time in college, I was able to beat every team in the CAA besides James Madison because they left my senior year. But James Madison was a huge powerhouse. The games between Maine and New Hampshire, those are always pretty big games, very emotional, very competitive. Uh, just great games to be in, no doubt. Like those games are always close, no matter what. Both both teams are very good, and I mean, I would have to say, yeah, Maine or New Hampshire were probably the most competitive games I played in.
So of those games, give me one of your best highlights, man. I mean, with you, out there either as a blocker or receiver, or maybe even a special teamer. Walk me through one of those moments for you, like your own, like your best highlight out there.
Yeah, I would say during against Maine, my junior year, like they had been beating us the entire game. Where the game it was raining, it was cold, it was just not a fun atmosphere to play in necessarily, but they had just been bringing it to us the entire game, and we finally in the second half we're getting close, we're getting back up, and we get into a position where it's like 4th and 25, something crazy like that, and we have to go for it because if not, we're definitely gonna lose. And we come back to the huddle, and our coach is like, "Who wants the ball?" And I was like, "Coach, throw me the ball. Like I'm coming down with this." And so we run a play. I run basically an over route, and I jump up, catch the ball, come down with it. Now it's first and goal, like we're in 5 yards to the end zone. Um, and that was such a huge play for me because I mean I just wanted to be that guy in that moment when we needed somebody the most. Like I was like, Coach, I got this. I'm your guy for this play, definitely. So and then a couple plays later, I caught the touchdown to put us in position to hopefully win. We ended up losing sadly, but I did play a role in putting us in position to win that game. So yeah, I'd say
Sure.
that was
Sure.
one of
So, I mean,
them.
obviously, a good, I guess, series of plays where you're able to go out there and make it a game,
Yeah.
so that, you guys could compete. And yeah, it didn't exactly, turn out the way you wanted, but you did have a great, a great moment there. Um, so for people that don't know, uh, give me some sort of sense as what you feel that you're most proud of during your time there at Rhode Island.
I would say changing the culture. I mean, I got there and URI had not been a winning program in a very long time. And talking with Coach Fleming when he was recruiting me, they were very adamant about we want to change the culture, we want to change the history of this program and make history. And that's what I was really excited about. And I believe we did that. My freshman year, we went in there and I got to contribute on special teams. We went 6-5, had the first winning season in a very long time. Uh, the COVID year, we went 3-1. We only had to play 4 games, sadly, but we had another winning year. And then my junior and senior year, we went 7-4 both years, and the culture was different. Like my junior year, my senior year, fans, the stadium was packed. Like people were coming to support us. People were tailgating. Like the atmosphere of football at the University of Rhode Island had just dramatically changed since my freshman and sophomore year. Like all of a sudden, like people wanted to come out and watch football. People wanted to come support us, as well as just the attitude of the players was much different. Like we all were much tighter. Definitely my junior and senior year than in the past, and just the culture had definitely changed as well as the history of URI. I think from now on, I think URI is going to be a winning program in the CAA. I think before I got there, like people looked down at Rhode Island like we were kind of the worst team in that conference, and now I think that URI is shaping up to be probably one of the best. So that's probably what I'm most proud of.
Yeah, like I had mentioned before, I mean, obviously a lot of great talented players, but I was also going to ask, I mean, obviously you've accomplished a lot there, changing the culture, making it into a winning program. but I'm sure it's at some point along the way you got yourself a degree. So tell people what you got your degree in.
Yeah, definitely. So my major in kinesiology and a minor in psychology. I went to school because I am obsessed with sports performance and how the body works. I love going. One of the things I love about like right now the process that I'm in, like I'm training for the NFL draft, and I just basically get to work out all the time, and I love that. Like I love being able to work out, work on my body, and make it into the best place it can be. As well as I love helping other people who are wanting to get better with their health, with their performance and health benefits and things like that. So, I love that as well as I believe like as humans, like we should be pain free. Like, I don't think we should grow old. Like I think we should always be pain free and whatnot, and like always have healthy joints and never have issues in that. So I mean, I'm very big on like what you do in the weight room can actually keep you from aging. So things like that, and just creating a lifestyle where you actually are always feeling young and whatnot. So I love the body. I love anatomy and physiology. I love lifting and training. So that yeah, I got my degree in kinesiology for that purpose. So hopefully after I'm done with football, I get a start a career in sports performance. So
Cool, man. Well, obviously you were able to put together a solid career there at URI. And then after everything was all said and done, we decided to go back to the well and get another H-back, fullback kind of guy there at URI, and we brought you to the Hula Bowl. So
yeah.
talk about your Hula Bowl experience overall, whether it be the phone call, the drive, or whatever. But talk about that experience for you.
I mean, I had that was a dream come true. I always wanted to play in a all-star senior bowl game. And like after the season, this past year I was really missing football at the time. I was like, man, I just want to play again, like so badly. And I got a phone call one night from I want to say Damon. He called me and was like, hey, we want to invite you to come play at the Hula Bowl. Immediately like signed up and registered for it and just got so hyped, and I was so excited to come to Orlando. Being from Tampa, like I was pretty close, so I got to drive right over. But I was so excited to come over, and from the moment it started, I mean, just all the people I met, all the scouts, all the players I met, like it was just unreal, like unbelievable. Like I was just so happy to be there, and then just the experience. I mean, playing with those guys, playing with guys from Power Five, Group of Five schools. Like there really wasn't any different, and it was just so much. It was just fun competition the entire time, and just getting to meet, like making so many connections, networking the whole time there. I mean, the experience was unbelievable. I couldn't ask for a better time.
Cool. So obviously from Tampa, not too far away from Orlando. So I
Yeah.
mean, I'm hoping that you brought tons of your family there with you, right?
I did my for the game. My family did get to show up. I had my parents, my brothers and sisters, and their kids showed up, which was pretty cool. So I got to see them after the game, and I think it was very cool for all my nieces and nephews to be able to see their uncle out there on that field that day. So yeah.
Awesome. Did you have any moments there during that game that they were able to cheer, for you, on or what?
Yeah, I mean, I had some really good blocks for the BYU running back where, it was like 3rd and 8 or 3rd and 4, 3rd and 1, things like that, and I got to lead block for him and get that first down and keep the chains moving. So yeah, I mean, out in the Hula Bowl, like I'm trying to make that transition to be able to show that I can also play fullback. So in the Hula Bowl, I really was more playing that fullback position, in the backfield. So that was really fun for me, just getting to lead block for the running back. I thought it was great.
And of course, he was able to actually get the offensive MVP. So
That's true.
there's a part of that you have to kind of, I don't know, take a little bit of that on for yourself because, like you said, I mean, you're one of those lead blockers. I mean, in making that hole for him, so that he can, do some great things out there. So
Right.
it's not just him, although he is a fantastic running back. Um,
Yeah.
but so the whole week, man, there's a lot that goes on. I mean, there's a lot of different activities. Um, and then you also get a chance to meet some scouts.
Hmm.
How did that go for you?
It was great. I mean, had I had multiple interviews with scouts that were great, as well as I just enjoy meeting new people. So I mean, I hung out in the lobby, just was looking around, and anybody I saw, I would just go up and start talking to them and having a conversation. I mean, they're people too, like they're easy to talk to. So, and that was the great thing is they wanted to give me advice. Like it was so easy to go up and ask them for advice about this process, ask them how I'm doing. And I mean, they're great. Like they just wanted to give it. Like they're just like seemed like they were just waiting for someone to come up and talk to them. So that part was great. Just getting to meet a ton of scouts, getting to show my face and whatnot, and just get a lot of really good advice about this whole process because I'm the first person in my family to go through this. I don't know too many other people that have really gone through this process, and so it was phenomenal for them to just give me a ton of advice about this whole thing. And then I mean, with the activities are so fun. I mean, we went bowling. Uh, the night that we had the Hall of Fame dinner, that was great. Getting to see all those people inducted into the Hula Bowl Hall of Fame was phenomenal as well. Getting to hear them talk and giving again more advice and wisdom to us as we're trying to make the next steps. The comedian that showed up, he was hilarious. I loved him as well. And then we also got to go uh, to a Morgan Stanley seminar basically about financial advising, and that was great because whether I play football or not, like that's something I need to be very invested in and make sure I have my head on straight for that future. So that I thought that everything was great.
Great. So it sounds like you got the most out of your time at the Hula Bowl, and obviously right now you're training. Have you
Yeah.
already had your pro day?
Yeah, I had my pro day 2 weeks ago on the 22nd.
And how'd that go for you?
It was great. I it was great. I got to show out my talent and skills and got to meet again with more scouts and just talk with them. And tomorrow, actually, I have a workout, a local pro day here at the Buck Stadium. So I'm gonna go do that tomorrow. Um, but yeah,
Nice, man. Well, I mean, it sounds like you got a lot going on. I mean, you nailed that pro day, and you have a couple opportunities right now. So let's take just a moment. Is there anything else about you that you feel people need to know? Maybe something that's not football related for a little bit. So, hobbies, interests, anything else about you that you feel like sharing?
I do play the piano. Um, I played the violin for a little bit in high school as well. Hobbies. Like I'm very big on sports, and lifting and working out constantly. That's been like my life for ever since I started playing football. Most like before that, I would spend hours, playing whatever sport like soccer, basketball, um, putting all my time. But then when I started playing football, I was like, okay, now I gotta start lifting weights. So now I spend a ton of time in the gym, as well as just going out to the field and working on my craft there. And hobbies, I mean, I got two um, two new foster siblings back at home that I get to spend time with. Hopefully, they'll be adopted here pretty soon as well. But I get to teach them now a lot about sports, what I've gone through, and how I grew up, and that's been really fun for me as well. Just getting to mentor them as they're entering new stages of life as well. So, yeah.
Cool. So, again, I have to go back to the fact that you're a Florida native who ended up taking that huge culture shock and shock with the weather going up to URI.
Yeah.
Um, but they're in I guess the Tampa area. Uh, Talk a little bit about that, man. I mean, what makes your hometown so special?
I love Tampa. Like the city of Tampa is phenomenal. It's a big city without the big city commotion and whatnot. Like it. There, don't get me wrong. There is a ton of people here. More people are moving here every day. Feels like, but it's a very new city, very nice, very clean, uh, very just relaxing area. I mean, it's just very easy to be here. Everybody here is just so nice. I mean, you can walk up and start a conversation with just about anybody, and it's like you're best friends with them after 2 minutes of talking to them. But yeah, I mean, I grew up here. I love it. I love it here in the city of Tampa. Definitely. I mean, I'm so close to the water. I'm close to the city, as well as I'm also kind of a country boy as well. So I mean, I'm also pretty close to the countryside of things as well.
So
So yeah.
are you big into water sports or what?
I can wakeboard a little bit. I have done that. I actually did get pretty big into snowboarding at my time in Rhode Island. So
Okay.
I'm
Well,
a,
at least you adapted, which is nice. So,
I did adapt. Yeah. Uh,
um, well, great. Caleb, obviously want to go ahead and wrap up our time. It's been great, sharing about you and your journey. I know you have a lot going on. You are you getting yourself prepared for a local day there with the Bucks and a lot going on for you.
yes.
But I want to give you the one last opportunity to talk to all those scouts out there and tell them why they need to take a chance on you and bring you into their franchise. So go ahead and close us with your pitch.
Yeah. Well, I am a athletic, big, physical tight end who can do everything. I can put my hand in the dirt. I can play on the line. I can play H back. I can play fullback. I can be split out in the slot. Be split out wide. Biggest thing for me, like that I take the most in pride in, is I can play all special teams, no matter what it is. Like I can play anywhere on special teams, and I can do all of them. And like I don't feel like there's another player in this draft who relates to me in the fact that he can play tight end, fullback, and H back, no matter any time of the game, as well as be able to play special teams and just bring everything I can and for the team and help the team win. Like that's all I care about. That's the team first all day. So yeah.
Well, definitely a selfless guy who I know is willing to go out there and block. Obviously can be a key contributor on special teams on day one, and then of course has the versatility to do a lot of things on the offense. So um, Caleb, again, wish you very best of luck, and we really appreciated having you at the Hula Bowl. And best of luck to you moving forward. All right.
Thank you so much.
All right. Once again, Caleb Warren, tight end out of Rhode Island. Check this guy out.